Hey everyone, if you're a Washington Commanders fan like me, then this news is for you. Today we're going to talk about a player who's really standing out on the field, fighting every day to secure his spot for the upcoming season. If you enjoy seeing new talent emerge and want to know all about what's happening behind the scenes with the team, stick with me until the end. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel because we bring you the hottest news about our Commanders. Now let's get straight to the point. Bryson Tremaine, this name might not be familiar to everyone yet, but remember it, because this guy is making waves in the Commanders training camp. He's coming in with the right mindset, the kind that we as fans love to see. Tremaine knows that to earn a spot on the 2024 regular season roster, he needs to give it his all every single day. And trust me, it's not easy to compete on a team full of talented veterans, but this guy is facing the challenge head-on without fear. What really stands out about Tremaine is the way he approaches this competition. He said it himself. The key is to compete and keep getting better every day. That's something that resonates with all of us who follow football. The NFL is ruthless, and any slip-up can cost you. But Tremaine isn't letting any of that shake his confidence. He's learning from the veterans, soaking up everything he can, and applying it to his own game. That's what makes the difference between someone who just participates and someone who leaves their mark. Speaking of learning from the veterans, Bryson highlighted the time he spent with Terry McLaurin, our star wide receiver. He shared how he asked a lot of questions and closely observed how McLaurin runs his routes from start to finish. This shows just how committed Tremaine is to improving. He's not just focused on making the team, he wants to be an important piece, someone we can rely on in critical moments. And as fans, that's exactly what we want to see, right? More than that, Tremaine has something that can't be taught: a strong work ethic. He believes that success comes from daily effort, a lesson he's carried with him from his school and college days. And that, my friends, is music to our ears. In a sport as competitive as football, talent alone isn't enough. You have to work hard, train diligently, and give it your all. And this guy understands that better than anyone. He knows the path to success is long and tough, but he's ready to take every step. But let's be real for a moment. What Tremaine is doing is something we can all learn from. He's showing that no matter where you come from or how talented you are, what really matters is how much you're willing to work and learn. He's absorbing knowledge from everyone around him, from the veterans to the coaches. When it comes to special teams, Tremaine isn't messing around either. During his time at Stanford, he stood out as a gunner, and now with the Commanders, he's expanding his skills to become even more versatile. That's crucial for someone looking to make a name for themselves in the NFL. He knows he needs to stand out not just as a receiver, but in other roles on the team as well. And he's doing this with a lot of effort and dedication, something that's definitely going to impress the coaches. At the end of the day, what Tremaine shows us is that he's prepared to do whatever it takes to secure his spot on the roster. He understands that the competition is fierce, but he's ready to fight until the end. And as fans, we're rooting for him to succeed. We want to see a strong team, with players who have the grit and determination that he's showing. But the question remains, will all this effort be enough? Will Tremaine manage to earn his place among the final 53 players? We all know that the NFL is unpredictable, and anything can happen. But what do you think, fans? Does Bryson Tremaine have what it takes to stand out and secure his spot with the Washington Commanders? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any details of this exciting journey. Let's talk a bit more about the impact players like Tremaine can have on the team and the dynamic of the Commanders. On a team like ours, where every position is fiercely contested, it's crucial to have players who not only bring talent but also the right mentality. Tremaine is a clear example of this, and his progress could serve as inspiration for other young talents. Just imagine, if he manages to secure his spot, it could open doors for more players who bring that same hard-working and resilient mindset. This is something that could completely transform the culture of a team. And let's not forget that the NFL is a league where constant renewal is essential. Keeping players who are hungry for victory and eager to learn is what will keep us competitive in the long run. Additionally, Tremaine's versatility on special teams is another factor that could be decisive. In a league where every detail counts, having players who can perform multiple roles is a real asset. And for us, the fans, it's always exciting to see new talent emerging and making a difference. It gives us hope and makes us believe that the future of the Commanders is bright. One thing is for sure, Tremaine still has a long way to go, and we'll be here, following every step, rooting for him to achieve his goals and become a key player for our team. Are you as excited as I am to see how this story unfolds? Do you think Tremaine will impress enough to secure his spot? Don't forget to leave your comment and share your opinion. Now I have some breaking news that could make a big difference in our team's season. Can you imagine adding a new quarterback to the roster? Someone who can bring the energy we've been missing? Well, the Washington Commanders just announced the signing of Trace McSorley. I know you might be wondering, could this be the missing piece that our offense needs to finally click? Stick with me until the end, because I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about this signing and how it could impact our team. McSorley's arrival is something we need to pay attention to. This guy was a 6th-round pick by the Baltimore Ravens back in 2019. It might not seem like much at first glance, but let's not forget that Tom Brady was also a late-round pick, and look at what he became. McSorley already has some NFL experience, and even though he hasn't had many opportunities to shine, when he's been on the field, he's shown potential. In the 9 games he's played, he completed nearly 52% of his passes and racked up 502 yards. Not bad for someone who spent most of his time as a backup, right? Speaking of backups, let's not forget that he wasn't sitting behind just anyone. In his early career, McSorley was on the bench, waiting for his chance while watching Lamar Jackson and Robert Griffin III dominate the field. 2 guys with very different styles, but definitely an inspiration and a learning experience for him. When the opportunity came in Week 17 of the 2019 season, McSorley didn't disappoint, making his debut against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You can imagine the nerves, right? But he stepped up and did his part, showing he was ready to seize any chance that came his way. But if you think McSorley's story ends there, you're mistaken. In 2021, he was signed by the Arizona Cardinals, leaving the Ravens practice squad. And it was with the Cardinals that he got the chance to start for the first time in Week 16 against the Denver Broncos. Okay, it wasn't a dream debut, but let's be real. Starting in the NFL isn't for just anyone. He completed 24 passes out of 45 attempts, and even though they lost in overtime, he showed that he has the arm and the smarts to handle pressure. This experience could be very valuable for him now, wearing our colors. Now, the million-dollar question: what does McSorley's arrival mean for our team? Well, first of all, it's always good to have an experienced QB on the roster. Even if he's not coming in as the immediate starter, having a player who can take control in critical moments is essential. Plus, McSorley is known for being a dynamic player, with the ability to move outside the pocket and create unpredictable plays. With our current offensive scheme, this versatility could be the key to surprising opposing defenses and maybe even pulling off some unexpected wins. Another important factor is roster depth. With McSorley, we gain another viable option at the QB position, which is crucial in a league where injuries can change the course of a season in the blink of an eye. And let's be honest, who doesn't remember when we were backed into a corner, with few options, and felt the sting of not having a reliable backup? Well, with him on the team, that worry eases a bit. And let's not forget the contributions he can make in practice, helping to raise the level of competition among our QBs, and consequently, the entire offense. If we take a look at McSorley's history, we'll see that he's also been with teams like the New England Patriots, Chicago Bears, and again the Steelers before coming to Washington. It might seem like he's bounced around a bit, but that just means he brings a diverse perspective on how different offensive systems work. This kind of experience is gold, and he's had the chance to learn from various game philosophies, which could bring new ideas and approaches to our offense. Who knows? He might have a trick up his sleeve that could make the difference in close games. Beyond the field, McSorley's signing also has important strategic implications. In a league where the element of surprise is often the key to winning, having a player like him, who opponents might not know well, could be an asset. Imagine a game where Plan A isn't working, and suddenly, McSorley is called in to change the dynamic. A player who can both throw accurately and move and improvise is always a headache for opposing defenses. And that, my friends, could be the difference between a tough loss and a hard-fought win. Another interesting aspect is how this signing could affect team morale. New additions always bring a certain energy boost, and when that addition is a QB eager to prove himself, the motivation tends to rise. McSorley arrives hungry for the game, with something to prove. And let's face it, that's exactly what we need. A player with that mindset can energize the rest of the team, pushing everyone to elevate their game. It's the kind of attitude that turns good teams into great ones. That's exactly what we need for this season. Moreover, we have to consider the impact of this move on the fan base. We know that the quarterback position is the most scrutinized, carrying the most pressure. Bringing in a new name for that position always generates expectations, and with McSorley, it will be no different. Fans want to see someone who can lead the offense, someone who can command the team in crucial moments. And McSorley, with his experience across multiple franchises, has the potential to be that leader. Now it's up to the coaching staff and, of course, to us to give that unconditional support so he feels at home and plays his best football. Finally, we can't overlook the impact this signing could have on the market. McSorley's arrival might shake things up, forcing adjustments in the roster and even in how the Commanders are perceived by opponents. Could we now be seen as a more unpredictable team? It's possible, and that's something that could play to our advantage in a season that promises to be competitive from start to finish. Every edge counts, and having a quarterback like McSorley could be a game changer when the margin for error is razor thin. Now that we've reached the end, I'll leave you with this thought, Commanders fan. Could this signing be the turning point for our team? Does McSorley have what it takes to stand out and maybe change the course of this season? Leave your comment, subscribe to the channel, and let's follow this story together every step of the way.